Well, spoilers, I guess, but we did not open the 6th and final card that we needed for the panorama, so we got very close, but here is what it looks like for the 5 cards that we do have. We were just missing the 1, but still, I think it looks pretty awesome. I love that we completed this top section. Lobelia, Wizards, Rockets, and Gandalf. It looks really cool, and obviously I like how it looks with Bilbo connected to Frodo like that. So very cool. Like I said, unfortunate that we didn't get all 6, but still, it looks pretty cool, and someday I'm sure I'll get the 6th card. No worries about that whatsoever. What's going on, everybody? This is Joe, and I am here for the final, for now, but probably for good, Lord of the Rings, Universes Beyond, Tales of Middle-earth pre-release kit opening. I know I don't say that properly every time, but that's fine. I have opened more pre-release kits than anybody else here on YouTube, and while I may be done with Lord of the Rings, that does not mean I will be stopping anytime soon. As Wilds of Eldraine comes out, you better be ready for more of these openings. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. Please do not forget to subscribe and ring that bell so that you get those notifications as soon as that video comes out. I now have to fix my background since I just threw some of it onto the floor. But anyway, I did not get lucky enough to get the green die. If there even is one, to be honest, because obviously we have this specialty green one that we got in our 4 kit opening, which if you missed that, you should definitely go check it out. But we got another black die, which is, again, totally fine. Maybe someday I'll get the green one. I'm not too worried about it. If you missed, speaking of prior videos, if you missed the last video, you are not going to want to have missed it. So you should go check it out. It is right up there at the top. One of the weirdest, craziest kits I think I've ever opened. And like I said, I've opened many. So I highly encourage you to check it out. We have all of the packs themselves here. Those can go on the side. We also have the insert for dividing your, or the divider, I guess, to divide your deck and your sideboard. Gorgeous artwork on that one, for sure. We have the ring token, in case you don't get one in your packs. This would at least allow you in pre-release to have one for when the ring tempts you, and if you don't know what that means, it explains it to you on the back. Speaking of if you don't know what that means, there are many folks that I think should come to pre-release even as a new player. This little insert helps you to understand how to build a pre-release deck, but as it says at the bottom, when in doubt, ask for advice, and I think that's extremely important as well. Hopefully you're with a cool enough community where they would be able to give you some advice on what to do with your particular pool and things like that. God knows I do it, so newer players should be able to do it as well, for sure, and should not feel ashamed to have to do it at all. This is the gorgeous artwork on the back of this thing, and it says, "But I am the real Strider, fortunately. I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and if by life or death I can save you, I will." Very cool. I love it. Obviously, we're going to get to the packs in a second, but there are also some codes for MTG Arena. We have done 2 prior videos of this. And I mentioned you should go check out at least the last one. But in each of them, we have given away not 1, but 3 codes to MTG Arena. This video will be no different. We will also give away 3 codes in this video. So shout-outs to the Champion Card Collector community. That's where we got these extra codes from, because as a reminder, you can only have 1 code per account on MTG Arena. And so those folks who either don't play on Arena or who entered multiple pre-releases tend to give us their codes so that we can give them away to all of you. And so shout-outs and thank you to them. And you know what? Just to mix it up, I usually don't do this. I'm going to give one away right now. This is our small way of saying thank you to all of you for watching our stuff. If this code works for you, shout it out in the comments below. Say, hey, the first code worked for me. Hopefully you get good stuff. Maybe you want to tell us what kind of cool stuff you got. And like I said, please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. You get notifications whenever any of our videos come out to continue more of these videos in the future. Maybe you'll get more codes, and we will talk about it later, but we also go live twice a week. So our promo foil rare is the Phial of Galadriel, which looks absolutely gorgeous in foil. I don't love this card. I have seen it played against me many times on Arena, and literally once it has worked. Once. So this card is not making me jump up and down. I very highly doubt I would include it in my deck unless I had like a lot of synergies that would work with it and help me like pay it off for having it in there. But right now, not amazing. It's gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but for playability, it's not that great. And then as you saw, we did not do it this time around. So we got Bilbo, a retired burglar. Very cool. I think it's a cool card. It looks great. Unfortunately, we did not get all 6 cards for the panorama, but that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I'm sure I'll come across one at some point in my life. And if I don't, I'll live. That's for sure. We start. By the way, if you don't know how we do things around here, I would love for you to let me know in the comments down below what kind of a deck you would make if you opened this kit at a pre-release. So, we start with a Rush the Room, Revive the Shire, Smite the Deathless, Haunt of the Dead Marshes. Every card has had the word "the" in it so far. Phial of Galadriel doesn't count. Banish from Edoras. There we go. That's a great card, by the way. Willowwind. Eagles of the North. Also a great card. Lash of the Balrog. I do not have this in full art yet. And this is a very good removal spell. Very, very nice. Okay, for sure. Surrounded by Orcs. Goblin Fire Leaper is our first uncommon. Not a bad card at all. A Denethor Ruling Steward. This card is incredible. I really like this one a lot. And You Cannot Pass is our last uncommon. Not a bad card. It's not amazing. If we have a bunch of legends and we're in white, it gets in. If we don't, it doesn't. But with Denethor, probably works in a good direction. So that's nice. Behind it, our next rare mythic is a Scroll of Isildur. Okay, it steals an artifact, it taps 2 of their things, and then you draw a card for each tapped thing they have. I'm not in love with this card. It's fine. If we're in blue, maybe we would consider putting it in, but again, not jumping up and down about this one for sure. Behind the Scroll of Isildur, I believe we have a foil. Maybe it's better than the scroll. It is... Yeah, it's a little better than the scroll. It's still not amazing, but wow. Perfectly medium rares and mythics so far. I should say rares specifically, right? This foiling pattern is cool. It is a foil rare, so I'm not going to complain about that. But this card is fine. It's a fight spell in 3 turns, so they'll see it coming. It does put counters on things, and if you're in a deck that cares about scrying, it scries. Obviously, scrying in general is good, don't get me wrong, but still... yeah, so there's this. This is not a bad card. Behind it, but it's not amazing either. For like a rare mythic, it's not like a bomb by any means. We have a Gorgeous Mountain and another ring token. Next pack. Very strange so far. I mean, we've had some good removal. Denethor's good. I think Denethor's like the card that I'm most excited about having opened so far. We have an Esquire of the King. Errand Rider of Gondor. Yeah, Denethor's looking pretty good. A Galadrim Bow. Swarming of Moria. Whoops. We have a Soothing of Smeagol, but I also took away, and you did not get to see, the Shelob's Ambush. Westfold Rider. Nasty End in full art. Very nice. Yeah, these are all great so far. Woe's Pathfinder. No complaints there. Eastmark Cavalier. We have an Entish Restoration is our first uncommon. I'm not... this card is actually pretty good. But not for what we've seen so far for our deck, but still. We have a Lost to Legend. This is kind of similar to the You Cannot Pass. It's fine, but I'm not in love with it. And we have a gorgeous alt art Samwise the Stout-Hearted. If we're in white, this definitely gets in. I don't think this pulls me into white, but it's a good card nonetheless. But, I mean, if we're playing Denethor, yeah, this definitely gets in. And our next rare mythic is a War of the Last Alliance. Okay, again, first of all, three sagas in 2 packs. I mean, sure, I suppose. Double Strike is incredible, and going to get Legends, not bad at all. Obviously, there are a lot of cards in this set that, like, you know, they'll say like if you have a legend on the field or something like that, your ring bearer counts as a legend. So that works. That does not work for this, of course, because you have to actually have actual legends in your deck. Of course, we know we have Denethor. We're probably going to be putting in Samwise as well if we're playing those colors. So we know we have at least 2. Hopefully we can get a few more. Because yeah, then this card would be quite good and probably gets in just for the nature of Chapter 3 in general. It like puts a clock on them for sure. So yeah, not bad at all. Again, three sagas in 2 packs is very strange to me. Behind the War, we have a full art Plains, very nice, and an Orc Army token. It's been a bit. So sure, let's give away another code for MTG Arena. Obviously, let us know in the comments down below if this one works for you. And just as a reminder, we are live. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we are live every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on this channel. On Mondays, if you're a fan of Magic, we play MTG Arena. Specifically, we play Limited, whatever Limited set happens to be the most prominent at the time, and or whatever our viewers want us to play, Limited-wise. And then on Fridays, we play whatever video game we happen to be playing at the time. We have been playing through, obviously, I may be filming these a little bit early, but we have been playing through the God of War franchise, so I highly encourage you to join us for either or both of those streams. We really appreciate it. We have a Treason of Isengard, Galadrim Guide, Rohirrim Lancer, Orcish Medicine, not a bad card. I'm not, you know, this is not, like if we needed a cut, this would probably get cut, but not a bad card. We have a Hithlane Knots, Fog on the Barrow Downs. I don't hate this card as much as I think some people do. Not bad. We have a Mirkwood Spider, Shire Terrace if we need to splash. This one helps us with that for sure. Now for Wrath, now for Ruin. I'm not in love with this card. I probably would not put this in. A Lothlorien Lookout. This card is very annoying to play against for sure, in the right deck, of course. We have a Ranger's Firebrand as our first uncommon. Not bad at all. A Butterbur Bree, Innkeeper, not Bryn. We would have to splash green to make this guy work. I don't think we need him that much. He obviously works very well in a food deck, and that's not the deck that we're looking at, but not a bad card at all. And we have a Peregrine Took, again, food deck. Something to consider, right? If for some reason Denethor would not work, if our black is not strong enough, we can make a white-green deck with Butterbur, Peregrine Took, Samwise, etc., and try to see if food works. Not bad at all. And then our next rare or mythic is a full art Rivendell. This is gorgeous. Unfortunately, again, all of our rares and mythics are meh. Like, they're not bombs, but I'm very happy to have opened this. It's very cool. That's for sure. But if we were looking at our rares and mythics to decide, like, oh, wow, this is a bomb, we should definitely play it, we haven't had that yet. This is a great card if we're in blue. If it's not, we're not playing it. That's really all there is to it. But it's gorgeous. I'm happy to have a full art version of this card, and that's about the end of it. Behind Rivendell, we have an island, gorgeous island, and an ad card. We have 3 more packs to go. We are halfway through. Underwhelming so far, power level-wise, of the rares and mythics that we've opened. Hopefully we can turn that around. Who knows? We have an Esquire of the King, a Took Reaper, Elven Farsight, Cast into the Fire, Morgul Knife Wound. It's a good one. Deceive the Messenger. Soldier of the Grey Host, also a good one. A full art Mirkwood Bats. Very nice card. Definitely gets in if we're in Denethor. This with Denethor is disgusting, by the way. Great combo. A Birthday Escape, not bad. Lothlorien Lookout again. Golem's Bite, very good card. Definitely gets in. A Saruman the White. I mean, we've seen some decent blue. Definitely a possibility to consider. And it's our second uncommon. And our third is Stone of Erech. This card is definitely more for constructed, in my opinion. Of course, if you disagree, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. And our next rare or mythic is a Glamdring Mythic. Legendary equipment. Very, very nice. It cares about how many instants and sorceries we have in our graveyard, so we might want to check our instants and sorceries. If we don't have enough, this might not get there, and it allows us to cast instants and sorceries from our graveyard, which is pretty great. So sure, why not? Like I said, we'd need instants and sorceries because otherwise this kind of does nothing, but it is a mythic, and I'm very happy to have it, so that's kind of cool. Behind it, we have a mountain and an orc army token. Okay, we have 2 more packs to go. I still am not sure, to be honest, about Glamdring. Like I said, Denethor is still kind of the most powerful on its own card that we've opened so far. So there's that. We have Gimli's Fury, Revive the Shire, Relentless Rohirrim, Haunt of the Dead Marshes, not bad. Isolation at Orthanc. Whoops. We have a Wizard's Rockets. We have, sorry about that, a Stalwarts of Osgiliath. Not bad at all. We have a Knights of Dol Amroth. A Troll of Khazad-dûm. Very good card. Definitely gets in. A Council's Deliberation is our first uncommon in this pack. A Fiery Inscription. Gorgeous artwork on this card. And that's the second. And a Frodo Baggins is the third. Again, we would need to splash green. We also have Butterbur. So like this is like part of that second deck. There are times where I've made 2 decks. So like this goes in the food deck, I suppose. Like not because it gives you payoffs for food, but because those are the colors. And our next rare or mythic is a Born Upon the Wind. How many rares and mythics are we going to open? I don't even love this card. It's a 2-mana instant. Draw a card? Sure. You can cast other spells after you've paid 2 mana this turn as if they had flash, and you draw a card. Sure. Great. Isn't that great? Aren't we all super happy with these rares? My God. Behind it, do we have a foil? I think we do. We do. It's a foil uncommon in Mahur, Urukai Captain. I mean, this card's fine. Sure. Behind it, oh, sorry, I guess we should look at its foiling pattern, right? That's something that we do around here. Joe, have you forgotten? The background is interesting. The Mahur himself, not great, but it's fine. We have a full art swamp, whoops, and the ring. Okay, we have 1 more pack to go, but we also have 1 more code for MTG Arena. Please don't forget, we have other channels as well. I haven't talked about this in a while, but we have other channels. Links down in the description box below for Video Games for All and Gluten Free for All. We have 3 new videos a week over on Video Games for All, so you should definitely check that out. And on Gluten Free for All, Amy is doing some amazing stuff over there with gluten-free food reviews, gluten-free cooking, as well as some shorts of just meals that she makes for us for dinner time. And she does a very good job of that as well. So like I said, down below in the description. And when you're there, don't forget to sub and ring the bell. And especially if you're checking out Gluten Free for All, since Amy is not here for these videos, let her know that this is why you are there visiting. Because we mentioned it in these videos, because I'm sure she will very much enjoy having you and hearing that. Our last pack has a Gimli's Axe to start. Revive the Shire. Relentless Rohirrim. Haunt of the Dead Marshes again. Isolation at Orthanc again. Stalwarts of Osgiliath again. A Generous Ent. Now for Wrath, now for Ruin. Urukai Berserker. Shire Scarecrow, helps with splashing. A Landreval, Horizon Witness. Good card, is our first uncommon. Mahur again, Urukai Captain. Very interesting. Obviously legendary, but putting 2 in the deck still a good idea if you're playing that. And a Grima Worm Tongue as our third. Good card, by the way. Very, very good card. It does actually work pretty well with Denethor. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing with Worm Tongue, right? Is he corrupted Denethor, so flavorfully it makes sense that they would go together. Behind Worm Tongue, so I mean, right now, that's definitely what I would be looking at, is make Denethor work. We've got the Mirkwood Bats, which is a great combo with it. We've got Grima Worm Tongue, which is a great combo with it. Check our rares or instants and sorceries, and see if Glamdring would work as well. Put in War of the Last Alliance to try to find these legends. Very, very nice. And our last rare or mythic is a full art Eowyn Fearless Knight. This is a gorgeous card, by the way, in full art. And a very good card as well. Would I splash red for this card? Possibly. We had the Scarecrow and the Shire Terrace at minimum. There was also possibility, but unlikely, of splashing green for Butterbur or Frodo. I think this card is a lot better. So, yeah, I would probably splash red for this. I think she definitely wants to get out on curve on turn 4, but it's definitely a possibility. We could definitely do that. So, yeah, I would consider it. Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comments. Behind Eowyn, we have a Plains and a food token. This was one of the weirder, and not for the same reason as the last one was weird. This was weird in that, like, it was kind of all bad. I feel like this was just a bad kit. Maybe this kit would get you, EXO, right? Because a lot of times I feel like I've opened kits that are like full of busted rares and mythics, and then I play and I just lose, right? Whereas if you open a kit that does not have any rares and mythics that you can play, but you have like serviceable commons and uncommons, those are the decks that I find that I win with a lot more. Who knows? But yeah, this one was a little disappointing in terms of power level, in my opinion. If you disagree, I want to hear from you in the comments down below. If you agree, I want to hear from you. Just let me know any and all thoughts that you might have down in those comments down below. Like I said, that's going to be the end of these Lord of the Rings openings for now, but probably for good. So hopefully you will stick around, and we will see you for the Wilds of Eldraine openings coming out hopefully very soon. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you got good stuff if you were able to get those codes for MTG Arena. But for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe. And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.